This is a rise.
This is a rise. You stand up. You stand up. This is a rise of an empire.
This is a rise of an empire. This is a rise of an empire. We dreaming. This is a rise of an empire. This is a rise of an empire. We dreaming. This is a rise of an empire. All my kings with me in KLV attire to inspire the nation of fashion we desire. Dropping heat every season, nothing less than fire. From snapbacks to beanie hats, embroidery fitted caps, fitted tees and extendeds if you like that. V's the crew next, we'll get your whole crew set. Kings live forever, KLV high king dress. This is a rise of an empire. This is a rise of an empire. We dreaming. This is a rise of an empire. This is a rise of an empire. We dreaming. This is a rise of an empire. This is a rise of an empire. We dreaming. This is a rise of an empire. We dreaming.
Frequency right.
What's good, YouTube? We at King's Talk Podcast. Welcome in Deontay, D Woods.
D Woods in this thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all know who I be.
Gabo.
And we finally back. We're not going anywhere anymore. We'll address some other things later on. But right now, we got some important business to handle. So furthermore, let's get into it. This episode is about mental awareness, mental health. I think with young black men, just black men in general, is not talked about enough in the circles that it needs to be in. Fortunately, we have this person right here who had his own experience with it. He dealt with it in his own way, and by the grace of God, he overcame it. And I think this is a very important interview that we're gonna get right to. We ain't gonna hold y'all up, because he got some important jewels and knowledge to drop on y'all. And just him being in the profession that he's in, we'll get to that as well. He can access the youth and get them the game and show them that they can overcome a lot of stuff and anything as long as they put their mind and work to it. And once you figure out what his profession is, it'll all go hand in hand and make sense. So without further ado, Deontay, welcome to the podcast, man. What's going on? What's happening? Did you really fake hand clap? This man wild. So just real quick, we can ask you for your life, so let's just give like a brief intro to these people about who you are and where you come from.
My name is Deontay Woods, Larry's older brother. Now I'm his younger brother.
You ain't a regular person, especially mentally.
I'm his big brother physically. I was born in Joliet, Illinois, raised here in Houston, Texas. Went to school here in Houston, and I went to college in McPherson, Kansas. About 8-hour drive up north in Kansas in the middle of nowhere. I majored in sociology, double majored in psychology, minor in criminal justice. And after that, I was blessed enough to play on several professional teams, basketball teams, and I feel like being on those teams, they basically guided my purpose, guided my route to what I'm doing now. And just my whole entire journey is a true story to tell, and my perspective of things and how I view my life and how I manage my life as far as my mental health.
So there's two quick questions. What high school did you graduate from?
I graduated from Westside High School here in Houston, Texas.
Dubs up.
2009. 09?
And second question, when you say you on professional teams, like you was overseas, like who?
I was playing for a professional show basketball team, similar to the Harlem Globetrotters. So I was labeled as a professional dunker. And my show name was Skyline, because I could jump, I could jump out the jump, I could pretty much fly. And I mean, Larry let you know about that. He was a victim a few times, even when he was on my team. But yeah, that's what I feel that, you know, God used as far as guiding me to see my purpose, to see the steps that I had to go through, what I went through, and how to manage it, and how to you know, plant seeds from it and shed light on every situation that I can.
Now, before we get into your story real quick, I just want to get your idea and your viewpoints on mental awareness amongst young black men, and black men in general. How do you see that, standing from what you went through and what you came from? How do you first feel about that subject? Number two, how do you view it since you're going through your own episode? And three, what do you think can be more done to help black men just in general about mental awareness of those mental health?
How I feel about mental health, especially in the black community, or just any community, period. I feel like it's very essential to manage it, to really take it serious. A lot of people don't take it serious until it's too late, or just until it's completely too late to take care of it, or take the necessary steps within your own life, the changes that you need to make, the sacrifices that you need to make just to try to get to know self in every way. It's how to master your energy. That's my thing. You have to master your energy in every way. And that's part of my brand, TYS22, means trust your struggles. And the number 22, if you're familiar with numerology, it's a master number. I mean, it holds a powerful vibration. I know you guys saw me playing with the sound bowl. When you do the sound bowl, it has frequencies. It's just like when you listen to music, a certain type of music, those are frequencies. So if you listen to some R&B, it's gonna put you in a you know, a seductive mood. Or if you listen to some trap rap or anything like that, it'll get you, you know, a little crunk or whatnot. Or if you just, you know, you want to get yourself in a certain frequency, or just to reset yourself in a sense. So it's I feel like it's super important to get yourself in the frequency that you belong in, and learn how to manage the anxiety, know what anxiety is, know what depression is, because depression is a real thing. I know because I went through it, and just being off the strength of my brand, TYS22, I feel like, you know, that was my downfall in a sense, because I tried to hold that image up for a long time, you know, be the positive guy, the positive D Woods that everybody knew at the time. And then once everything started to hit the fan, you know, I tried to hold everything in, and then once I held everything in, it started forcing itself out in other ways, as far as my mental, my health, you know, crying, just a whole bunch of pain inside. And I'm trying to learn how to deal with all that, because I went through so much stuff before, you know, my awakening, or just my learning how to manage my mental. What's the second question?
I really forgot.
I mean, I feel like I probably hit every.
We'll come into it. I want to get Larry in here just real quick before we go into your story, and just let you have the flow and just tell these people what you experienced. Larry, you being an older brother, when your younger brother went through this, like, how did you feel about that? Like, what was like your mind frame, and like what was going on like mentally with you? Like, to see your older brother, somebody you probably helped raise, take care of, you looked up for, obviously. What was going on with you during that time frame?
I mean, that time frame was the simple fact of you gotta toughen up, get out of it. To me, like, I hold everything in, and that's like low key the worst thing to hold stuff in. But at the same time, it's the way that you grow up. You see your mother holding stuff in and just doing everything. Cause I ain't have a consistent father figure in my life, so it was just a simple fact of hold shit in.
Figure it out yourself.
Would it be fair to say how y'all was raised and brought up that played a part in that? Is that fair? That's a fair question.
That played a part, but at the same time, we're older now and we need to take responsibility from ourselves, because at the end of the day, we can break that curse if we really want to. Yeah. And I've been trying, you know what I'm saying? I've been trying.
And it's also a positive out of that. It'll get you ahead of the game as far as the discipline. It'll help you stay more disciplined. You know, me being on teams and everything, I had father figures as far as my coaches, and they knew the situations growing up. And it's like, you know, I'm not gonna have this perspective of, that's not my dad, he ain't gonna teach me nothing, I'm just gonna play basketball. I'm not gonna be coachable and take the advice, the knowledge that he's giving me, because he probably went through some things himself that he's trying to add on and try to plant the seeds just like I'm doing now in the occupation I'm in.
So let me, you know, I want to start like from the very beginning, because this is really important. A person, you being young and successful, like you said, you graduated high school, you went to college, you was in professional basketball, you would think that this person, he's sitting so high, not to say he's like a millionaire, he's just famous, but he has a good life, he don't want for nothing, he's not struggling, but he still had his incident. So let's just start from the very beginning. Where this all started from? And just take us from there.
I think it started when we moved back to Joliet, Illinois. That's where I think it started.
What year was this?
2001?
2000, yeah, something like that. Me, my mom, and my brother, we basically moved back to
Ann Deborah.
The one we just got off the phone with. We moved back to Joliet, Illinois. And, you know, just that transition of things, trying to transition back into that environment, and wondering, I'll be back here, we was just in Houston.
Right.
Had a stable life in Houston. She had a great boyfriend.
Okay, let me ask this then. What caused the move? I gotta ask that. I don't want to leave out details.
It was a situation as far as
if it's too personal, I just don't get to, but like, what caused the transition back?
It's either like the course either told my mother, it's either my sister go to jail for a year, or you move out the city.
To protect her. She basically protected her child.
Yeah, but you don't gotta go like, that's all. I just wanted to know like what caused the move. So we got that.
My perspective is she got the oldest child went off to the Air Force. Mm-hmm. The two youngest ones is still here, and then the second to oldest wanted to be with her dad anyway. So the simple fact of you just up and move all three of us, and she got her own. She went to her daddy anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could have just stayed in Houston if that was the case.
Yeah, of course, we don't know all this, every single detail because we was young at the time, but
it was a domino effect.
Yeah, exactly. But
so it started you moving back to Joliet.
Yeah, it was my mom good intentions, trying to look out for all her kids, and you know, especially her second kid, just because of the situation she was going through with her, and then you know she had her boys. You know, it takes more than a woman to raise men. So
for sure,
I think just fast forward, you know, just being in that, you know, that lifestyle, I feel like everything kind of went downhill from there. And you know, growing up, and like the same story I told, you know, thousands of kids across the nation. You know, I was motivational speaking on the first team. I told them the story and how I trusted my struggles. You know, being young, my mom had to work, you know, she had nobody to watch her kids. I mean, we had a family, but my mom's so strong and could be stubborn at times.
Right.
You gotta do her no favors. Just like you gotta do me no favors, you gotta do Larry no favors or anything. That's just how we are because of what we saw. So, you know, growing up, you know, we were homeless. It was hard for us to get something to eat at times. We stayed in hotels.
Living out in the car with the snow.
Even when my mom was at work, we had to, you know, stay down in the car so people won't see us.
Living in a shelter.
Women's shelter.
At
one point, you know, my dad finally got out of prison. You know.
Not mine, you know.
But fast forward, my dad finally got out of prison, and that was an opportunity for, you know, my mom to, you know, help, you know, for me and him to have a relationship because we never had a relationship. We only had a relationship over the phone or writing letters because he was in prison. So, you know, we both didn't have a father figure growing up, or just our true pops there. So we just only had our mom, the way we was looking at, and you know, just staring at her and just looking at her, the way she moved and what she had to do. She was a hustler. She was our leader at the time. So. I don't know if I had a different perspective just seeing that, and Larry had a different perspective just seeing that because I'm the baby. I'm the baby of the family, so I get to see everything from the back. So I'm seeing, you know, Larry staying tough at times, seeing my mom cry, you know, Larry being a man of the situation we was in. And, you know, just seeing my big brother be that, and then my mom go through what she got to go through. That kind of motivated me to, you know, get my mind straight or just see different. I've always felt that I've seen different since I was young, and kind of added on as, you know, the struggles got to pile on. So yes, we was homeless. Hard for us to get something to eat. Went to school without bathing sometimes. Just a whole struggle in a sense.
So, at what age, when this first kicked off, when you first started experiencing this, what age were you?
So
I was in the 5th grade, 4th, 5th grade. Yeah.
So honestly, to me, everything that went good, 5 seconds later, it crumbled.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Finally, you know what I'm saying? We went to Illinois when my sister moved out here. We'll move out there, doing good, and then his dad came. We moved to Champaign, Texas, Illinois, and we did
stayed in the trailer park.
Trailer park, you know what I'm saying? 6th grade, he was in the 5th, I was in the 6th, playing on the 8th grade team.
Yeah, only black boys in the town.
Yeah, and then, shit, you know what I'm saying? Once that was good, crumbled, you know what I'm saying? That's why, bro.
So it was a lot of up and down. It wasn't stable.
It really wasn't stable. That's why, with me, bro, I take the bad with it more than the good, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I can't.
Yeah, that's like your norm.
Yeah.
Not to say it's a good thing, but it's a reality. Like you say, it is what it is. That's your norm.
Yeah, that's what made us, you know, as far as what we look.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying I'm toxic, but you know what I'm saying?
No, childhood trauma. There's no other way you can label it. It's childhood trauma.
You know what I'm saying? It's just simple and plain. You know what I'm saying? When I see something good, it just triggers me to hey, fuck it, fuck it up or do something.
Yeah, that's what you're used to.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's crazy that it made something that's known. I know people like that. They do that in relationships or just whatever. They so used to things being so bad, but something good had they. What the hell? It can't be true. What's going on? So we got the childhood trauma out the way. Now let's speed it up a little bit, middle school or high school. So kind of 13, 14, maybe 15.
Yeah, so
how is that affecting you at that age right now?
So when we moved back in 03, 02, 03.
Now, what caused y'all to move back? You give me a short, quick answer.
Honestly, bro, we moved back, I don't know. All I know is probably 3-4 months later, I was taking out the picture and he was with Felicia, with my mom.
Okay.
It was a situation to where, my mom was battling. I feel like my mom was battling for her kids. So when we moved back to Texas, you know, his dad.
She didn't have no job.
Yeah.
John was a police officer, so he had
John is his dad.
Okay.
right? You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So he had the upper hand over my mom as far as custody or something
Yeah.
like that. So that definitely played a big part of you know, the trauma, especially for him at the time, because you know he was playing basketball. He was top basketball players in Illinois, and then when you come down here, you get that taken from him. You can't play no sports. You know, I'm still playing sports and stuff, but you know, I still got the hurt of, you know, when my day one that he not around, and we on the weekends. So all right, man, I guess so. That situation, I don't know if you want to talk more about how that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Like,
Yeah, but I feel comfortable. Just
yeah.
get these people what's going on, Joe.
So fast forward, as far as my story, my perspective, we moved back down here, and
You said it's 03, right? Like 03?
Yeah.
Okay,
03.
2003. Okay.
yeah, and then you know
7th, 8th grade.
I go to the school that I'm actually teaching at now, Westboro Middle School.
That's
So
crazy.
there's a lot of full circle in it.
Like you was destined.
Yeah, pretty much. So I ended up going there. The principal and everybody, they helped my mom about the situation with my brother and everything, because we went to the same school at the time. And, you know, that's where I picked up the basketball. I mean, that's not where I picked up the basketball, but that's where everything kind of started flowing, because, you know, being in Texas and the sport is a little bit more serious than yours.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got here, you know, I feel like everybody was weird. I didn't even know how to, express myself. So, you know, basketball was basically my go-to since my brother wasn't around, or I had nobody to, you know, play basketball with. Because in Illinois, me and him played basketball in the snow. We had a little shovel, we'd be out there wrestling. He used to bust my ass a lot. He didn't want to taught me how to play basketball. So,
What's it now? It's on YouTube.
stop. Anyway, fast forward. You know, I get on the basketball team. My first year, I only scored 1 point, a free throw, that whole entire year, because I feel like, you know, the coach might have shown favoritism, but, you know, being a coach now, I kind of see the you know, perspective of that. But, you know, I didn't do good my first time playing basketball here in Texas, so I worked hard. The next year, I think 2 years, I don't know if that was my 8th grade year. I think it was my 8th grade year. Next year I went to West Side, you know, worked out the summer, and I had a coach named Coach Scoggins. He was basically like my father figure at the time. He definitely, to this day, I got his phone number. I text him anytime I want to, I call him anytime I want to. He knows everything about who I am and where I come from and the struggles I've been through, because he's been through similar things. So that's how he kind of put, you know, a program together to where he could guide the young man he was with. You know, plant seeds in their mind on how to have a perspective on how to deal with things. So that definitely helped me. And really just basketball kind of helped my story get better. It led me to, you know, take that leap off to college. I didn't even go visit my college when it came about, because I had other colleges that was interesting to me, but you know, my mom didn't know how to approach that. My dad was around, he probably would have approached that because he was All-American playing basketball. But I didn't know how to approach none of that.
Right.
So I had all these colleges looking at me, and then out of nowhere, you know, nobody's interested. But through the grace of God, you know, people knowing my story and knowing how I am, how I carry myself as a young man, a hard worker. Another coach by the name of Charlotte Odoms, I believe, she reached out to her old school, alma mater, McPherson College, and then I sent some film, I think, and then all that good stuff. My SAT scores, they were bad, all that good stuff. My grades weren't that good, but through the grace of God, they accepted me.
Okay.
And I got on
to that coach.
Yeah, I got on the Greyhound and took that leap of faith and went straight up there, because I knew it was like I got to take this opportunity or what I'm gonna be doing.
Right.
I'm gonna be here in Houston, not doing nothing, probably just working, and that's I'm trying to change.
Yeah.
So, and basketball is my baby, it's my love. So I was following anywhere that basketball went. And then my first year of college, it was It was super hard because I redshirted my first year. I mean, I can't play, no game, anything. I can practice, so I use practice as my game usage, and that's when I killed. And I got my bachelor's degree from McPherson College. I was there for 5 years, and then
Congratulations on that. That's big.
and that was another big thing as far as seeing my mom at my graduation and seeing how proud she was.
Right.
I just followed the flow of my life, and just being conscious and seeing from a different perspective of I can't let the struggles get to me. That's why I created trust your struggles. So I trusted my struggle, and they got me to these places. So another perspective of I went on tour with my first professional basketball team, the Harlem Ambassadors. The most uncomfortable situation I ever could be in. Another full circle moment. The first game for that team was in the town I went to college in McPherson College.
Wow.
At the high school. So that was the
Got
first.
a lot of
full circle things, exactly. So that's why I say, there's a purpose in a lot of things. Everything's everything. You just gotta really recognize and see things and take it into perspective that everything's happening for a reason. You just don't know it yet. You don't understand it yet. But eventually you will as time goes by if you trust, God, trust the universe. So that's where my mind is with everything. And also I'm comfortable in that part of things, but as time went by, I grew off that experience as far as the motivational speaking. I was trash at it at the beginning. And then towards the end of the season, one of my teammates was like, man, you mastered this motivational speaking thing. So I know the power of the tongue. I know how to speak to kids. I know I've been all around so many type of people, different energies, and just I've been to every state, just traveling. Been to the White House, and took me to the White House. Just places I never think I'll be.
Sure.
And I sacrificed being gone for all those years from college, then professional. I sacrificed being gone for all those years, being away from my family. That was probably the most hardest thing that I've done as far as taking that flight or taking that risk of things. But it, eventually got me to a point where my foundation is strong to continue on with whatever was next. And then after that professional gig, I went up to another team called the Harlem Wizards. It's like Harlem Ambassadors, Harlem Wizards, and Harlem Globetrotters. So it's like levels to it. And then my time there was cut short just because of jealousy and enviness. Because I was the rookie, and it's a situation to where the showman of the team, I guess I was taking all the shine. After the show, I get all the kids to come to me. I give them autographs. They want to meet Skyline instead of actual showman, because show basketball, it's a show, and the showman have to put on the show, and then you got the tricksters, you got the dunkers, all that stuff. So pretty much that's how I feel. And then once that was ended, that's when things started to hit the fan as far as more struggles.
So that's when, cause I really want to get into that. So that's when the darkness came. I know you had a post, I think it was for one of your birthdays, where you said you went through this and then the third, and you actually checked yourself into a facility. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So is this where we at the story right?
This where kind of things started to boil. Yeah. So
before we get into that, just real quick, Larry, while all this is going on, he went to college, he finished high school, he's at the Harlem Wizards. What's going on with you in your life, like mentally, just like everything? Are you still having those day in, day out battles, or like what's going on with you? I know you're older now, you more wiser, you more knowledgeable, you can see things with a clearer perspective because you're more older now. So what's going on with Larry during this time your brother is going out the picture?
All I was doing is just working. No days off, just working nonstop. That's all I was doing, because that's all I knew.
Is that way you battle, like, to keep yourself busy? Like, some people keep themselves busy not to go into that part, or some people, they may clean, or is that like something you do, or that's just who you are, period? You just like working?
Honestly, bro, like, back then, I just thought that was what it was, because that's what I seen my mom do. Like, now, I gotta relearn myself, because, like, when I'm dating,
what that mean to you? What that mean? Like, when you say relearn, what that mean?
Because like, you know what I'm saying, like when I open up, it's just it's hard to open up to my friends, my mom, my girl.
Wow.
It's just hard.
Wow.
Every time. I don't know, like
You gotta know.
That's the part where he trying to discover.
I'm trying to figure that out because like bro, like I could chill with somebody for like a good day and a half, and that second day it's like, bro, get out of my face, leave me alone, don't talk to me, I don't want to be bothered, don't touch. I don't like you know what I'm saying, like people like the physical touch. I don't like that shit. Like that's how my mother was, so I'm just used to that. Like, it's just like motherfuckers want to be in my space. I'm like, bro, like get away from me.
So you prefer, well, back then, you prefer to be like alone, you're alone, and introvert to the max. Sound like
Like it wasn't because it's some reason because of my mother, and then when I moved in with John, that's when everything just went lopsided.
That's when his boy started.
That's when I was just, I had to stay in my room.
The depression hit.
Couldn't hoop, couldn't draw, because I used to draw a lot. I used to hoop. I couldn't do none of that. I was just in
you couldn't be Larry. You couldn't express yourself.
I couldn't do nothing, bro. And then when I moved back with my mom, it was like her, my older sister came back. She got a daughter. My brother in a 2-bedroom house. 2-bedroom apartment, bro. It was just, I was built up. Couldn't do nothing. And then, boom. Graduate.
I'm gonna ask that again. So when you went from, staying with your mom, your siblings, but you say you graduated high school, you got your own place now, and you still working. So was that better or was it worse?
Yeah, it has the days when I'm happy. It has the days when I'm just upset. It has the days when I'm like, damn, I want people around me. I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that. It's ups and downs, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I talk to myself more than I talk to people, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was the crazy part about it, but I thought that shit was the norm. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just.
And what year was this around? Like what?
Like
time?
09.
09?
Yeah.
See?
Like when I graduated high school, 08, I graduated, like probably like a few months after that, moved out.
Yeah, he moved out quick.
So this ain't, it's long ago, but it's not that long ago. Like 10 years ain't that long, well, maybe more than 10,
Yeah, but I'm
that
saying
still
like,
ain't that long ago.
But I'm saying like, from childhood all the way until like, I want to say 30. 29, 30. That's when I started. That's when I started celebrating my birthday. Cause I didn't celebrate my birthday. I didn't want nobody to be around me on my birthday. I was like, it was just like PTSD when I got jumped. I don't like going out. I don't like none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if I do something, it's gonna be at the crib, or I'm gonna buy something out and have people around me come with me.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Like it's just.
So let's get back to Deontay's story real quick, because we almost to the good part now, but we gotta go to the bad part. So when did it?
But before he went to his shit, John put me in one too. Like,
So let's talk about this real quick. I'm finding all this out new, man. I've been knowing him for a good minute.
know that.
Well, see, they blood brothers. Like, so I didn't even know that. So I mean, just speak on what you want to speak on. Like, what? How did that affect Larry? How did Larry deal with that? How did Larry get through that?
shit, I'm still going through it, bro.
What made him do that? Or like, what was the circumstances behind it?
Because okay, it was like.
And how old were you? I mean, I don't mean to keep cutting you up, but I'm just trying to get the key details.
It was like 8th grade year. Probably like 13, 14, 15.
Young.
Yeah, me and him was going to Westbriar. I just saved my coins up, got on the bus with him one day, and just rode home to my mom's house. If he was really a father and stuff like that, he'll know where his child is. You know what I'm saying? Instead of calling the police, trying to make incident report.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My mother didn't even know that I left, but she knew where I was at. So once they picked me up, and I think my mother got in trouble because of the simple fact that I didn't want to get out the house and go with John, but you know, police made her take me back. And I know, next thing I know, I'm in that facility. Well, they tried to put me on some medicine, bro. Hell no.
Yeah, that's what they do.
I'm like, no, bro. I'm not. I ain't gonna say I'm crazy, but I ain't insane, bro.
Right.
Like, y'all trying to put me this, that, and third. Like, I really had I really was upset with my mother back then, because not knowing as a child that you chose your baby boy over me, and I was upset that you didn't fight for me, even though I'm not looking at her trying to fight for me. She was up there every day. Don't get me wrong, she was up there every day, but I was like, dang, why can't you take me out? Why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? But she not a primary mama.
Right.
So she just had to see me. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was it. Like, I was in there for like a week straight. And then I remember that day. I remember when I got out, we went to West Briar. They just had tryouts. At the time, John had a stepson named Deontay. Crazy, right? And
I can't even shake my head.
he made the team, and John was like, "Hey, you could have did this, but you chose this." I'm like, "Bro, you wouldn't let me try out anyway, but it was cool." And that's why at that time it just made me not care about anything. Like, if I do care about it, I just be shrugging it off, like, it is what it is. I find a way to you. If I care about you, I find a way.
So before we jump back into this story, I want to touch on something real quick that you said. You said that you was mad at your mom because you felt like she didn't fight for you, she fought for baby boy, which you was talking about him, your little brother.
Like,
did that create like some type of jealousy or like an odd feeling between y'all two?
Nah, I'm just like, bro, like, I at the end of the day, bro, I was just like, shit, hey, it's me against the world. I ain't care about. I did care about stuff, but I didn't care about stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It was like more. I feel like he's more in tunnel vision for himself because the situation he was in.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like it is what it is.
That's crazy to feel like that at 15 though, right? Like 14, 15, like you young.
Yeah.
You still ain't off the porch yet. You young, you in middle school, like.
And then I'm a nigga dyslexic too, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really crazy about you dyslexic and you fighting these fucking demons at a young age. Then you having an issue with your biological father. Once I moved back with Felicia, nigga told me, don't call him no more. He ain't my daddy. Got out the car and dipped. Never seen him again until like probably adulthood.
Mm-hmm. How did that go?
That nigga like to blame, bro. He like to blame my mom. I'm like, bro, like that. I'm a grown ass man. If you wanna have a conversation with me, do this, that, and third, cool. But don't try to belittle my mom. My mom was the only person that was there. So.
We might have to make this like a part 2 or 3 or something.
Yeah. Like, I called her and I told her I love her. I apologize for feeling that way. But at the end of the day, I was a kid. I was upset with you because like it's been numerous of times where I was by myself just crying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't cry no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just.
No, we're gonna make part 2 of this or something.
Part 2.
This is some good information though, because a lot of people they may see this or not. It's a lot of people that's going through maybe the same thing or just something similar, and they don't have no way to express themselves, or they don't know how, or they went through this, but they scared to tell their story because of how people may view them. And there's other people who went through like the same thing or similar, but they not knowing those two. If they just tell their story, they can bond and connect, and now they helping each other. They probably don't even know that, but so now we back to Deontay. He's out of high school. He's playing his professional basketball, but now you think, like I said, he got a good life. Well, people on the outside think he got a good life, but technically he don't. So you got this dark place, like it's very dark. Like you say, hit the fan again. So what's going on now? Like what happened, and what path you had to take? Or what path of life took you now? Because like you said, you said it hit the fan. So what's going on right now? In this time now, what's going on?
So I kind of felt it coming in a sense because I know one day I was we had a player's house that we bunk in up in New York when we were out on tour. And I was there, and one night, I just on the balcony, look up, and I just felt this energy, or I felt this, a voice in the sense, and I kind of felt like, all right, this is about to end, basketball is about to end, or just my journey with the Wizards is about to end. And then, I think a few weeks later, I got injured, but I ended up recovering and coming back, still doing my thing. But I think that hurt me in a sense. But after, I lost my job the way I did, off of jealousy and enviness, just the way the situation happened.
Sure.
I came back home, I was gone for all those years, so I was going. Because I went to school for 5 years, and then I played professionally for another 2 years. So I was gone for a long time.
Yeah, sure.
And, going to these different places, and then for all that just to stop out of nowhere. And, my mind's still going. Or my body's still going, but my mind, how do I say that? But like my mind is still in that same routine of going.
Got it, okay.
Everything's really just stopped. So I'm trying to figure out how do I work a regular job now. Like I'm a little prideful to go send an application to get a regular job. I was doing something I love, my purpose. It was taking me everywhere. So I feel like that was done on purpose. As far as God, that's the way I'm thinking. All right, I'm gonna take this away from you, see if you still trust me, or see if you still have faith in me. I'm gonna take all this away from you. It's like Job in the Bible. I'm gonna take all this stuff away from you and see if you still trust me. So in that sense, a lot of stuff hit the fan as far as relationships. My ex breaking up with me after almost 5 years out of nowhere, and then hearing stuff on how she did me, how she cheated on me with teammates and whole bunch of stuff. But me, I tried to keep my chest spoke out, like it didn't bother me when it really broke my damn heart. Situation with my baby sister, she's adopted. It's her right here. I don't know if she can take me in on that, but we had to fight to get her back, and just the whole time period was weird because I feel like everything happened on purpose for me to be there with my family. And just as far as the situation with my little sister, that's when Hurricane Harvey happened, all that stuff, and just me trying to figure things out, trying to go to, almost signed up to go to the Air Force active, like real close, because I knew it would help my family and me, just off my degree. I need to do something with my degree. Just all those questions in my head, like, all right, well, how can I move now since basketball's not here? I remember being in the kitchen with my mom and my sister, and I don't know what we were doing, but out of nowhere, I was like, I think basketball over, and I started bawling, I started crying, and they were like, so what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Like, I don't know. Like, I just have to trust, the flow of things. Ended up getting, working at Planet Fitness, my first job, regular job, back to Houston. I was so depressed there. I worked the night shift. I didn't want to work at all. I just wanted to, work out like I've always done, my routine. So I worked there for like a year, and then I ended up getting another job at another private gym to where my ex lived there. Worked there, so that's how I got that job. I was there for like a quick 3 or 4 years, not knowing what to do still. And feeling like I wasn't making money. You know, I was feeling obligated to take care of my mom and my sister because I was living with them. You know, a man gonna feel obligated to take care, and then I just wasn't making the money I wanted to make. And I was working out. I was going to train people. I had just got my certification, studying for my certification, my training certification. You know, trying to build my own brand, my TYS22, Trust Your Struggles, all that stuff, trying to still make money. And then I got into modeling, runaway stuff, trying to make money from there. Just trying to make something work. And just in the midst of doing all that stuff, I burnt out.
Right.
So one day I was working out, I was doing squats, and my body completely just stopped. I was like, what's going on? And then that's when things started to happen as far as, you know, physically, crying for no apparent reason. I drive home, long drive home from the north side, sitting in my car. When I got home, listening to music, crying, wake up in the morning, crying, just trying to figure out why am I crying, why am I feeling this way, or why is this spilling out like this? I've never been like this. I mean, I'm Trust Your Struggles. I'm the positive guy. I'm not going to fold in the situation. But over time, as things start to pile on, you know, I kind of felt, instead I felt COVID coming, and then my great grandmother passed, and I think that's what kind of shut everything down.
That was it.
Yeah, that's what kind of shut everything down, and I say like probably. It was after my granny passed, and I ended up in the hospital as far as, because I was having panic attacks. I had one too many. My mom decided to, you know, take me there. And during that time when I had my last panic attack, she called Coach Scoggins, the coach that, you know, basically was like my father figure since middle school. Called him, you know, we had some meetings. She talked to me, and then I had a panic attack again. And then my mom just didn't know what to do as far as, you know, helping me or going to get a therapist or anything like that, or just anything. My mind wasn't there. My being wasn't there. My D Woods wasn't there. It was something else within me that I did have suicidal thoughts. I used to pace back and forth, just biting my nails, anxiety, wondering what it was. I wasn't eating, lost a lot of weight. And you know me, I'm in the gym all the time, working out, eating like crazy. I lost a lot of weight. People noticed that.
So you having these panic attacks, losing weight, crying like your body shut down, in so many words, like you just going through it as they say. The shit has hit the fan.
Yeah.
So
that was the depression. I didn't know what. And that was the anxiety. I didn't necessarily know what anxiety was until.
Were you like? Was this like your first time having panic attacks, or was that something like you?
Yeah.
Oh, so you really?
That was one of my first time ever having like I said, I didn't know what anxiety was. I probably had them before.
And didn't know what. Okay.
Yeah. Once I learned what it was, I started to think about it back then. Like, oh dang, that's why I used to be on the bench before games, biting my nails all the time. That's anxiety, or that's why I got so nervous before games until I got into the game and started acting up. Or this is the way I was feeling up in college when I was going from my family, and you know, I felt like I wasn't being done right in college, or didn't know what to do because I was by myself. I was depressed. So this is what it is. I didn't know all that stuff until, you know, I went to that place, or that's how I started to learn myself, or learn what the depression and all the anxiety was. Yeah, I went to school for behavioral science, which is all about the mind and stuff, which is kind of funny how it's kind of still full circle, because I didn't know what I wanted to go to school for. I just wanted to play basketball.
No.
So just thinking back on that, I'm like, all right, that was part of my situation. That's a part of my experience. I can use that later on as far as, you know, my arsenal, or what's a part of me, as far as my degree, behavioral science, and then becoming a trainer, having the physical side of it, the mental side of it, putting it together for my brand, Trust Your Struggles. So that's how I started my business with, you know, training and everything, mastering your energy. That's how it's more holistic to where I want to heal people in that sense. But that's later on.
So the place I want to just touch on that real quick. The facility you went to, when you got there, how did you get the help that you need, and also what did you learn about D Woods? So all right, so we at the facility, like you say, you want to do these things that you never experienced before. You did, but you didn't know what to call them or what was going on officially. So we at the facility. So my question is, when you got the help that you received, how did that help you? But also, what did you learn about D Woods? Like when you left the place, did you finally know like who D Woods was? Like what did you learn about yourself that can help you now and going forward? Like how was that whole experience?
Honestly, I feel like the facility didn't help me. I mean, I think as far as how I see things and how I my perspective of things, I think that's what kind of helped me the most as far as so when I got there, like I said, if you're familiar with numerology or anything, like 22 is like my favorite number. It's been with me since I was born. The house I stayed in when I was conceived was 222 Union Street. So 2's been around, it's my basketball number, and every time I look at the clock, 2 or something like that, something along that line. So when I actually got there, the room number that I was in was 111. And like 1111, it's like a master number as well. That's 11 plus 11 is 22. So
that's great.
All like numerology. So
you got a lot of full circle moments.
So when I see these type of things, like my room number say that, I'm like, okay, so I'm supposed to be here. This is supposed to happen, whether I like it or not. So I'm kind of trusting the universe, trusting God in this situation, and that's what I was thinking at the time. I had to see this so that I could, because of what I asked for. And what I asked for was to heal people mentally and physically. My slogan for my training business was enhancing mental and physical perspectives. And just because of what we went through as young kids, so my mom was already ahead of the game as far as what I wanted to do. I feel like God or the higher power, whatever you label that is, I feel like that situation was supposed to happen and put me in this place. I want you to see from this perspective, see it for how you really gonna have to heal. You have to start all over. You have to fast. You have to do all this stuff, which I did when I got out. But when I was in there, I got to see so much in that. I was in there for a week and 5 days. In those 5 days, I saw so much that, I got more understanding of. I saw how they, just line you up for medicine, seeing which medicine gonna work for your situation.
Right.
See what they gonna label you as. They label me as, they would diagnose me with anxiety and depression. And they have all these pills where you basically feel like you're institutionalized up in there. Okay. All these crazy people that's going through stuff that's unstable. In a line, they trying to figure out what medicine gonna work for them. Instead of trying to take the organic route or meditation or something like that. When I was taking these pills, I felt worse. I felt not like myself. It just made everything worse. And then we'll have these group talks and everything, and I'll be up in there listening to people. There's this guy up in there that was just got out of prison. He was there for about 10 years. And other people had different situations. I had my little situation I feel like was so small compared to theirs, so that kind of woke me up and kind of like nudged me a little bit. Like, all right, I gotta start playing dance today. So I'm really focused, start to get better and told. Or just hearing their stories and hearing the counselor, speak and whatnot. I ended up being up in there motivating them, speaking to them like this, that, this, and this. But as far as my situation, and I was still feeling the depression and anxiety, still trying to learn it. Each day was different. I saw something different each day. I couldn't tell you every single detail, but each day I learned something that I had to catch the wisdom off that struggle and apply it to myself. So I think just having my perspective of how, I was thinking kind of rebooted me in a sense. And what's so crazy, I think one of the medicines had an effect on me. I called my mom, like, Mom, every time I go to sleep and I wake up, I open my eyes, I feel like, I'm being rebooted or, when the ambulance do the little shock thing. Yeah. Told my mom that she was like, maybe that's God, He said And that's how I took it, because you know how I am, I'm real spiritual, I'm real deep into the spirit, deep into knowing who I am as a king, and just knowing self through and through. And I think just that situation, that definitely helped me know myself through and through, because the day I got out, I started to listen to music different. I heard word for word, like what they were saying. I started seeing things different. Started like the frequencies and stuff. I started channeling. I started
It was vibrating at a different
frequency. Exactly. So it was like almost like a fresh frequency, but at another level.
Like your third eye open.
Yeah. Basically what it was, my third eye opened. And once you open that mud, you can't close it.
Can't close it.
So that's where my third eye pretty much beamed. And ever since then, I've been on this journey. I've been on this hustle, because I feel like I hit ground zero from where I was. I worked so hard to get to a point where basketball got me there. I had worked so hard, I sacrificed so much. It was like, nah, I'm not going out like that. Or I had to figure shit out. And then when I got out, I had to stay with my sister, because the place I was getting triggered at my mom's crib. Then eventually I moved in with my brother. He sacrificed that to, help me out. And then, me being stubborn, I still wanted to do my training thing. I wanted to work for myself. I didn't want to work for nobody else. So with that, all the gyms were shut down during COVID. So I was still in figure it out mode. Or me being I'm more of a hustler type dude because of what I've done. The basketball, made money off that. I just don't like working for people. So that didn't work for me and Larry as far as the bills and stuff and the coexisting. And I definitely got triggered, with that, because I feel like I'm still healing, still trying to figure things out. And I kind of blamed it on Larry, but then after stuff hit the film between me and him.
I had to bust his ass.
Nah, trust me, he didn't. we got like a wrestle, a fight, just because of my passion at the time where I was. I was like, man, I'm trying to make things work. And I'm still not making it's not fair to him to where I'm not having the money to pay the bills and everything, the rent and everything. He definitely tried, but it wasn't. I don't think we could have coexist. Period, because he got a different mindset. He got a different spirit. We two different spirits. We got different dads, two different spirits. He on one side playing King Von, I'm on one side playing some spiritual stuff.
Yeah. Or just like me and my brother, we y'all night and day.
Exactly. I mean, we can coexist, but at the same time, I need my own spot so where I can come in. To where I can.
I'm same way with my little brother girl.
Yeah, to where I can, express myself freely more than I would do if I had a roommate or something like that. But my brother definitely tried to help me out, just like he tried to help everybody out. But it was me at this time. It was me this time because he knew what I was going through. I just got to the hospital. I'm trying to make things work and all this stuff. But then that definitely helped me out as far as learning how to manage myself. Because at the time, when I got out, I got into meditation, I got into fasting, I got into healing myself naturally. Because they gave me pills and everything, flush them things down the toilet.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the reasons why I don't take pills or nothing.
Yeah, I don't like taking any pills at all. I'm more holistic. Like I said, I'm more holistic. I want to heal myself. I want to learn myself how to heal myself. So those pills, just as far as seeing my mom take them, and that the older generation taking them, seeing the effect it has on them, like, all right, I don't want that. I want some natural stuff. So
do natural. I just thug it up.
Thug it out too, but at the same time, you want longevity, bro. But
he literally thugs it out. Literally.
But yeah, I think that's after that situation that my third eye opened up. I started to listen to things different, more podcasts, just start to learn more of who I truly am, where I come from, and me being into training. I started training different, training other people different for longevity, movement. It changed the way I eat. I went vegan for a year just to heal my body, just to reset my body, looking at different diets. It's like I was a mad scientist. I had to go through it just so I could learn how to.
You was Neo in the Matrix when he can see everything ran by the numbers. That's what you was basically.
Exactly.
Basically.
And
so
from since then, you know, I made it a point to go to the next level anywhere I can, and then any opportunity that could help me get to that point, I'm gonna know, because I feel like I'm on a certain frequency to where I'm paying attention to a lot of stuff now. Like, this is going to be here. So one of my clients, she was a PE coach. She put it in my ear to, you know, become a PE coach. The kids will love you. And I start thinking about my background. And like, I forgot all about this stuff. Like, I forgot all about, you know, traveling, speaking to thousands of kids across the nation, if millions of kids across the nation, about my own story, trusting your struggles. And just being around the youth period, the future period.
And I'm glad that you segued into that, because that's where I was going next.
Yeah.
So everything you've been through, like you was at the high, you was low, the high again, you was down in the dirt bottom.
Yeah.
Now you passed that, you getting back into the groove of things, but it's the better version of D Woods. Yeah. Now we back to the profession you're in now, where you can actually help the youth, which is a very serious time, 'cause that's how you can mold them, point them, direct them. How has everything you've been through, I'm talking about everything, good and bad, how has that affected you right now, but also how that helps with the youth and for you to get that message to the positive? Like, how does that coincide with each other?
It helps me stay a lot more disciplined. It's more purpose. It's more intentional for what I do. And it's like, it's basically who I am, and I'm I feel like I'm in the right place of where I need to be at, because, like I said, I ain't gonna work for nobody. I don't like work for nobody. I'm in the gym all day. I love the gym. And it's just helping the young G's. I call them my young G's, because like when I say master your energy, I spell it INNER, that's G, and that G is like a triple entendre. I mean, it can mean anything. It can mean master your inner God, your inner goddess, master your inner gangster, which means everybody gangster. It means mastering your temper. You can master energy, period. That's the triple entendre. You can use it any different way. Mastering your giftedness, mastering your goodness, anything that starts with a G. That's a program I'm starting at the school, as far as mastering your energy, your entrepreneurship, man. Knowing how to move this way and not move that way. If you move that way, you know what's going to attract that.
Yeah.
But just being in the profession I'm in, being a coach, mentor, a leader. I'm a natural born leader, so it just fits as far as where my story is right now and the next level of things. And I kind of see where God or the universe is directing me or telling me what to do. And I have to, you know, take those steps of doing that. And how I do that is I basically take how I heal myself. I'm a little mad scientist. I take notes and everything, and I kind of apply it to the programs I'm in, with the basketball program and the football program. Like, if you go into my restaurant right now, you can see things, I call it the reflection technique, to where it helped me. I write things down like mantras or reminders, anything, and I look at it every day to where it's programmed in my mind. I say it every day, I look at it every day, to where it's keeping me disciplined. That's what I did when I first got out, because my mind was everywhere, but it kept me disciplined. It gave me a reflection of myself, of what I truly am. I put, notice the king in you, or something. That's what it's wrote down right now. And I see that every day, like, all right. And sometimes, with this world we in, this fast moving world, we forget a lot of that stuff, who we truly are. So I add that to like my rules of expectation. I want you to do this when you go home. I want you to get disciplined now, get ahead of the game now, because a lot of these kids, they spoiled, they be on their phones a lot. They just don't be outside, they don't work for it, basically.
They don't touch grass.
Exactly. So it's like, everything that I've been through, I feel like it's perfect timing for the youth now, because of the COVID situation and how I know my experience with training and the mental, and just helping the kids just leading the kids like I'm supposed to. Like my first year coaching the basketball, we went undefeated. So I feel like it's going. I care more about the kids' minds and the kids' direction of where they're going rather than wins or something like that. I don't really care. I mean, I thank God we went undefeated in the school that I went to when I was younger, so it was full circle, so it meant a lot to me to go undefeated. But I'm more worried about building young men, young entrepreneurs, young bosses of themselves, young masters of themselves, knowing what anxiety is, knowing what depression is, knowing everything that I didn't know.
Yeah.
Basically applying it to the youth now and how they could carry on, just getting ahead of everything to where, they don't necessarily have to go through what I went through.
I think the best way to put it, you leaving it like that old saying, you're gonna leave it better than how you found it. So,
exactly. Yeah. So
Larry, before we wrap it up, anything, well, I just got two quick questions. Number one, if there's anything that you could have did differently, would you have did it differently? And number two, of everything that you went through and what you and your brother went through, how is your perspective on life as far as just dealing with mental awareness, depression, things of that nature? What is your viewpoint on that now, and how do you deal with that?
I mean, everybody got their own path in life. The simple fact that stuff happens, you know what I'm saying? It happened at an early age, and now that I'm realizing I have to do better for my child and heal myself, because like I don't like saying I love you. I don't like hugging. Like it's a cringe when people say I love you. I say it quickly so I don't have to say it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just because at a young age, my mother wasn't saying that. She wasn't saying I love you. She wasn't giving us no love. It's just tough love, this and there. And I see women, single mothers now doing the same thing, and that, you know what I'm saying, that's crazy how our generation just keep going.
Yeah. And then you never know how they was raised too. That's why they act like that. So it's like you really got to get out yourself to break those curses. You got to really get out the self that that energy made of you, and really crack that surface of whoever that was, and really find yourself and like, this is the true you.
Yeah, that's why I like 2020. I was like, I'm on my healing journey and I'm still healing. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes time. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, I open up a little bit more than I do. I talk more than I do because I don't really like talking. I just
trust me, we know. We know. So let me ask you, I think this is a fair question to ask. If y'all fathers was more active and more in your life and actually being the fathers that they should have been, do y'all think y'all still go down these roads that y'all went through? Or do you think things would have ended, would have been different?
I feel like, I don't know, because if they were, in our lives, of course things probably would have been different, but you don't know what direction it would have went, or if we moved to Houston, or if we stayed in Joliet, or if they were in our lives, yeah, of course things probably might have been different. They would have acted a certain way, or we would have acted a certain way.
Like John had a choice to make. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna blame him. It is what it is. But I feel like Felicia's boyfriend was a better role model, but she chose. I understand she chose her child over him because he gave her an ultimatum. It's either him or her. He didn't say all of us. He said it's either him or her.
Right.
So she chose.
Being the gangster that she is, she gonna stand 10 toes down with herself and her kid.
But outside looking in, Dee wanted to be with her dad, so she could have just sent her to her dad and could have just stayed in Houston. Things could have been better.
Are things passed up? Because I don't want to get too like personal with you because that's your mom. Are things at a place with your mom to where like is good enough? Do y'all feel like there's still certain things that need to be talked about and discussed?
There's no animosity or anything.
Well, not that like
mom, but
like lingering issues that you feel like it's not solved yet. Like
it's definitely like little spots that we can be transparent about, talk to our mom about. That we still want to know why this, why that, or sometimes you're not gonna get confirmation.
She more defensive than anything. Like when I talk to her, she's more defensive. It's probably how the way I come off about it, but at the end of the day, it's like, you know what I'm saying, she's more defensive than anything that I ask her about. If I ask her about, but the past is the past. Past is the past. We're gonna have to
like his situation, his perspective on how his journey with coming back and being with his pops. I know if you go back to my mom or ask her a certain situation, I mean it might be a little more difficult from his perspective or her perspective. But for mine, it's like I kind of understand what my mom went through as a kid.
right.
And I kind of empathize with her, from myself in her shoes, on how she has to express herself or what she went through. Just thinking about the psychology of things, because I went to school for it. Just thinking about those type of things. If I go back and ask, or I don't really have to ask or get confirmation, I can kind of see it, I understand it, or it's like I understand. You gotta really explain yourself. I really cared about in the past. It happened for a reason. We don't understand it now. But if we seek the understanding, we can find peace in it.
Yeah. And the reason I asked,
and I like, you know what I'm saying? When I started this healing journey, I seeked on how the reasoning why my mother who she is, and it hit us. You know what I'm saying? So in order for me to be a better person, a better man, I have to find the way, the key, because the stuff that I'm doing right now is triggering my son. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta do better.
And I got one more question, but I'm gonna say this. The reason I asked it because y'all still lucky to have y'all mom. Well, I think y'all dad still like. I don't know about y'all, but I think both your parents are alive, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. So my mom died when I was 11, and my dad just died recently. He had liver cancer. But what's messed up about that part, when your parents die when you're young, you don't get that final goodbye. You can't close that chapter how you would want to, versus with my dad. I ain't seen my dad in person since 2012. And when I finally seen him, he can't even speak. His eyes is open and all that, but he's literally dying in front of me. Mm-hmm. So that affected me, but Larry touched on it. You can't, so as I was saying, you're not a father yet. Like he said, he gotta be there, he gotta relearn the proper way and deal with it correctly, as he's a father, let alone to a boy, a black child, a son. Same thing for me. So it's like the relationship with my dad, it wasn't bad, but it could have been way better. We could have talked more. I could have been seeing him. He could have seen me. Mm-hmm. And he did his own thing, like with hard drugs and all, but he said it was a good day. I can't never take that from him. But for it to end like that chapter, like it ended, there's nothing you can do about it. He finna die. So how you want this to end? I had this conversation with Carl, like you said, you the very boy. Carl, the youngest of the youngest. He took that extremely hard. But I told Carl, I said, Carl, when you saw Dad, the last time you saw him, Dad was up walking around talking, whatever like that. The last time I saw Dad in person, I was 14 years old versus I'm 32. That's a long gap. And like last time I had to talk with my dad was on the phone asking him for advice. Now I see him, my dad barely can open his, he can't even eat. Mm-hmm. So it was like you said, we gotta relearn ourselves. Yeah. We gotta fix ourselves, so, cause we gotta leave it better than how we found it. But we gotta take the accountability to, like, bro, I know I'm fucked up. I don't wanna fuck you up, so let me say to myself, let me fix me. That way I'm not, messing up other things as well. Yeah. But the last question I'm gonna ask is, do y'all think y'all need therapy, like professional therapy? Do y'all think y'all at a place in your life right now to where y'all okay, y'all still like fixing yourself, but you at a place where y'all feel like y'all comfortable enough to continue this journey like on your own. I'm asking both of y'all that.
I feel like we need therapy, but at the same time, it's like it's pride. It's you don't want people in your business. It's you know what I'm saying, like, well, it's steps to going to therapy because, like, you know what I'm saying, like, if I feel like I'm still learning myself because at the end of the day, it's still like ways that you could talk to me and it trigger me and I just shut off and just be like, man, I don't give a fuck. Like you know what I'm saying? It happened a couple hours ago when I was at work. Like it's just like a trigger. I just gotta figure out why I'm triggered, why I'm this, why I'm that. You know what I'm saying? Like why I haven't figured it out, but at the same time, right now, I need therapy, but I'm not gonna go to a therapist right now until I'm really understanding.
Yeah. Like for me, I don't, just because how disciplined I am with myself now, I feel like I don't need therapy again because I feel like the people that you're gonna be talking to, they're going through their own situations too. So it's like, how can you? I know you got the label therapist, but how can you tell me about my life or whatnot? But that's just a selfish response. But at the time when I was going through this stuff, hell yeah, I needed some therapy. I needed to know what anxiety was. I needed to know how to get through it. I had depression. But now that I did my own research, I've basically got myself to this. I've worked myself back up mentally and physically. I got to a point where I understand myself through and through. I know who I am through and through because I practice it every day. I practice my patience. I got routines. I do my yoga. I do my meditation. You know, sound bowls, just getting deep within the spirit, within myself. I know myself, so I know I'm not. There's no fear. That's when you become free, when you have no fear with yourself. So, or just anything. So now that I know myself on a level that I've never been at, or that I'm going to go to, I probably need therapy for the next level that I'm going to go to because I've never been there before. I probably need some guidance, but I think that'll come with my experiences on this earth, just catching the wisdom off the struggle, or just catching the wisdom off everything, just because the way I see, my perspective of things.
Yeah, or talk to a close friend or a family member that don't switch up and be like, oh,
I'm gonna be straight up with you. Yeah.
This is like, don't like, just talk to somebody that's willing to listen, or you know what I'm saying, not try to
not gonna tell you what you want to hear, or
not even hold you accountable.
Bring their troubles into the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a great listener because I don't like talking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but if you ask me my opinion, don't get mad when I give you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
What about yourself?
So do I need therapy? For sure, because it's still like some mom issues. I think that kind of lingered like with my relationships. I had a badass temper. I don't have it no more. But I grew to have more patience because, and that came from me dealing with my child's mother. Well, I'll speak for me. I wanted the single parent, well, not single parent, like the same household parent, but that didn't work out. But at the same time, it's like, if I'm mean and my child's mother be clashing like that, and so that happened in front of our child, that's not good. And I can't be so selfish, so I'm gonna make sure I get my point in my, like, you know, me and Larry talk about that a lot, but if it's not benefiting the child, I'm not gonna do that shit. So I wanna be a better, person that would do. I need therapy? Yeah, for sure. And I think I'm gonna try my best, but I'm not gonna try him. Probably December or top of next year, but for sure I'm gonna go to therapy because I need to be the man that my dad raised me to be. He wasn't, like I said, he ain't perfect, nobody is, but my dad was a good man, just unfortunate. Some of his choices, it took his time, well, it cost him. Yeah. But like I said, I can be better than that. I have a son now. I gotta be better. There's no other option. You have to be better. That's it.
Just to, I know both of y'all brought y'all sons up. I feel like that's, the purpose of y'all trying to change yourself. And maybe probably the reason why y'all had kids at the time. But I also want to touch on, like, yeah, your son, you want to do it for your son, but do it for yourself. Really go be deep down to yourself and do the work intentionally instead of, like for me, when I got not a lot of black people meditate. A lot of black people do yoga. They don't. It helps you breathe, learn how to breathe. Not a lot of black people work out. I've worked out since I was young. So it's like all that is essential for your mind to get to a point in a routine, or just even writing stuff down in the mirror like I did. Getting all the way to that point, do everything you can for yourself first.
Yeah,
and then it's gonna radiate to everything else. Your energy gonna be different. Your frequency gonna be different. That's how you're gonna attract. Your kids gonna see you different, or it's gonna have an effect on the people around you because, like, oh, Mary, he way more talkative now. I love this for him. Just go off the strength of him doing YouTube. I love that for him because he's getting into that space to where he can express. He be comfortable talking every day, or he's doing that work that way, or just like how you doing your podcast, you're doing that work that way. It's going to be a lot of challenges. It's not going to be hard. It's going to be challenging.
Right.
Yeah. I had my kid in 2011, and I started the journey of healing 2020. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I'm not saying like I'm trying to do it for my kid, but I am in some aspects, but I'm really doing it for myself.
It's just your motivation. It's like, my why. It's my why, basically.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I bought all this shit back in 2020, and didn't start nothing until almost last year.
You know, get yourself right before you go create.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you gotta get yourself in the environment of creation, to get to a point.
You got everybody not gonna be on this journey of where you going. So
it's not. I think it's supposed to be like that. It's your journey. That would make it so. That would make it so great though, because you got different. You really know where you came from. And now you're right here. You probably thought we're gonna see yourself right there, but now you're like, damn, okay, I did that. Yeah. Nothing can stop me now.
Even out of all that stuff that I've done already, as far as the basketball, traveling and stuff, and like that didn't matter at that time. Like when I was going through that, I felt like a failure. Because I'm that hard on myself.
Yeah.
Or like even the people up in the hospital, like, I've seen you do all this stuff. Why do you feel this way?
So now do you feel more? What's the word? Are you enjoying yourself now?
Yeah, I love where I'm at. I love the space I'm in. I love my job because I feel like I'm doing my purpose. I'm not doing something just to be doing something. Like that's why I don't like to work for people, or not to hurt somebody else or anything. I don't like just being at a job, a 9 to 5. I mean, I want like a purpose, something purposeful as far as how I can shine my light and help people in any type of way, mentally. You can do that like another job, but I want it to be more intentionally. Like that's my duty every day. Or I don't want my work to be work. I want it's not work. It's just my purpose in doing God's work.
Yeah. You alright, bro? Shaking this shit. Yeah, you cold? No, it's rocking, man. Just keep moving this shit like you got rhythm. Any last words?
I'm just saying, like, niggas. I mean, I say niggas. People see the difference. People see, like, I'm seeing the glow of everything I'm doing. I said the glow.
Oh, pause. Like, no, I did. I told you talking more. Yeah, you really didn't. You should talk. You was a mute. They didn't say that in the comments. Like, is he mute?
I wasn't mute. I was fine. You know what I'm saying? But
they call him a mute.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, but for me to, like, I want a relationship too. At the end of the day, I just gotta figure out what I'm doing. You know what I'm
Are you close to that goal? To where you?
I don't know, bro.
You hit 40, boy.
I don't know, bro.
He looked 12, but
I'm 5 years away. Shit.
I don't know, bro. Like, it's just.
33, October 5th.
Any closing statements or anything you just want to say to somebody who may be going through what you went through, or just going through a bad situation? Like, what advice can you give them?
First and foremost, I would say hold on and stay strong. Try to catch the wisdom out of the struggles that you're going through and apply them to yourself. And like I always tell everybody, trust your struggles. I know it's kind of cliche, but it's facts. You have to trust your struggles to get. There's no progress without any struggles. So those struggles are going to give you an experience, and that experience, it depends on your reaction to that experience. Either you're going to react the negative way, you're going to get a negative outcome, and you're going to get everything that comes with negativity, or you're going to react in a positive way. You get that positive outcome, you get everything, applied to you. Either way, everything is everything. Everything's going to happen for a reason. You may not know it then, but eventually, if you continue to seek and you continue to add that wisdom to your knowledge, to your mind, eventually you start to find peace in that, and then you find that understanding, and that's how you find that peace. And also just to continue to have faith, have a positive perspective, stay consistent with your faith and your positive perspective, and last but not least, the hardest one of them all is patience. Stay patient, practice patience every day, even when you don't necessarily want to. Take that moment and just breathe. You still here, and while doing that, master your energy. Master your inner God, your inner goddess, your inner gangster, your just simply energy. Period. And I promise you, it'll take you to a higher place, to where you can see everything and everywhere and every angle, and how to get through those little spaces, and you'll be healed.
And what's the name of your company or the thing you got?
My brand is TYS22, and Trust Your Struggles 22. And my other side of that, the mental side of that, is Master Your Energy 22. So it's like I want you to trust your struggles and master your energy. You can find me on Instagram at d.woods22, and my training page
Which that will be in the link below in the bio whenever y'all see this.
Yep, TYS22 training, and follow me there for more motivation, more spiritual knowledge, more game, all that.
Any shout outs, Larry?
Don't follow me, because shit, I'm still dealing with my demons. I'm a toxic nigga in the name.
I definitely completely up. Okay, any shout out? I shouldn't even ask you that.
Shout out to Westboro Middle School. Shout out to my young G's. There's a lot of stuff that y'all see, y'all don't see, but I'm gonna show y'all.
Oh, they gonna see this? Oh, shout out to y'all.
Yeah,
and shout out to y'all.
I mean,
I ain't gonna shout.
I want to lead y'all the best way I can lead y'all.
Don't be like this guy, bro.
Transparent and super authentic and real with y'all. Just shout out to the whole Westboro, Westside, Lamar.
Shout out to HSD. Shout out to A-Leaf though. A-Leaf Taylor, it is what it is. But no, I appreciate you for not coming out, but we at his house. But no, just dropping a knowledge on Julie and just being vulnerable, because a lot of people don't feel comfortable sharing that story. They may feel embarrassed or just what have you. So very much appreciate that. We hopefully this just helps somebody or just anybody, because we got a lot of work to do. We're behind, but hopefully we can catch them and just help as many people as we can, and hopefully it can be just a ripple effect. It goes on and on and on. So thank y'all for watching this. Thank y'all for tuning in. And this is something that we take very seriously, and hopefully we did a good job of it. Once again, thank him for sure, because he went through a lot, but he's just comfortable with sharing his story. And hopefully somebody watches and listens and just take what he went through and apply to them, and just, keep going, keep pushing. The rain doesn't happen forever. It doesn't. Hard times do not last. I'm a firm believer in that. So, Kings Talk. See you next time.